So I'm going to tell y'all a story. And I want some honest feedback to it. Now, this is something that happened a while ago, like in the summertime of 2010. I was in Tampa, of course. And one of my friends liked some coconut cookies. So I went to the bodega. For those of y'all up north don't know what a bodega is, that's like another name for a corner store or whatnot. So I go to the bodega and I'm going to get some coconut cookies. And then I'm going to pick my friend up from work. But when I got there, there was a dude like being real obnoxious in the cookie aisle, right? And he was talking to somebody on the phone and he's just being real loud, like, okay, like, you on the phone, why are you being so obnoxiously loud? And then I realized he was also trying to impress a female that was like down at the other end of the aisle or whatnot, and she's looking like, dude, this dude is crazy. But you know, of course, I guess he thought that he was doing something good or whatnot. So he's standing in front of the cookies and everything. So I'm standing beside him, not too close, but you know, I'm like right there. We in the basically looking for the same type of stuff. So I'm looking for the coconut cookies, and I find and miss one last container of coconut cookies, right? So I pick them up, and then as I'm thinking about it, he's like, you know what? I kind of want some cookies myself. And anybody that knows Justice knows that I only really mess with oatmeal raisin cookies. So I'm standing there and I'm looking for the oatmeal raisin cookies, right? And probably about 45 seconds to a minute go by, and I'm still trying to decide what type of cookies I'm going to get, like what company, right? And this dude, he looks back down like, where's my cookies at? So I'm not really paying him any attention, like, okay, well, if he wasn't sitting there, you know, being preoccupied doing other stuff, trying to holler at this one chick and, you know, on the phone, you know, on his other hand or whatnot, then he would have realized that they didn't have his cookies. So, you know, he looks at me and he says, dude, you got my cookies. So I look at him and I'm like, these cookies right here? And he like, yeah, these cookies right here. And then I said, oh no, these can't be your cookies because I found them on the shelf. And then he said, I just put them down for a minute. Now this seems to be the issue or whatnot. He put the cookies down, but why would he not have the cookies in his hand? Why wouldn't the cookies be inside of the basket that man had? I don't know. When you pick an item up, you put it in the basket, right? So it's like, okay, well, it's like I didn't know what to do at that point. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, maybe they have some other cookies or whatnot in the back room. You may want to go to the front of the store and ask somebody. And he was like, well, why don't you just give me back my cookies? And I said, because those aren't your cookies. And then he turned around like, look, you look like you're a civilized young man, and you don't want to have an issue over some cookies. And I said, yeah, I am civilized. I don't want to issue over some cookies, you know. And I'm sitting there thinking in my head about that Boondocks episode, a nigga moment. And I found myself in a nigga moment, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm looking for my cookies, and I pick up the cookies that I wanted, meaning the oatmeal raisin. I'm still standing there with the coconut cookies. He's like, look, I ain't trying to get in nothing serious over some doggone cookies. And I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to get into nothing serious about no cookies either. All you got to do is go and tell the clerk, look, they ran out of cookies or something like that. I'm sure they got some more, you know, some old dusty coconut cookies. I don't understand what the issue is. So then I could see the frustration in his face. Now me, I'm 6'4". This dude is probably like 5'2". I got more than a foot on him. You know, I'm not trying to get into no physical altercation with this dude, especially with him being so vertically challenged. You know, that's like not even fair to a certain degree. You know, I'm not saying nothing about short people. Actually, yeah, I am. Let me quit fronting. Yeah, grow a couple inches. But yeah, so he's sitting there and he like, dude, I ain't trying to get into it about these cookies. And I'm like, dude, I ain't trying to get into it about them either. So then he wipes his face like this, and then he tries to snatch the cookies from me. And in the process of trying to snatch the cookies, he scratched the skin off of my thumb. And in a fit of rage, like immediately after it, I yoked him. Like right here between the nose and the forehead. And he hit the ground. And the girl at the end of the aisle, she's sitting there, she cracking up. She think this shit is funny. But I'm sitting there like, man, this is not funny. You know what I mean? I'm thinking I'm about to go to jail over some coconut cookies. And I know what y'all I know what y'all thinking. Just, why did you hit him? Now let me explain something to you. It wouldn't have been such a bad thing if he would have just knocked the cookies out of my hand. Then I'd have been like, dude, you crazy. What's wrong with you? And then I'd have turned around and walked away. But he hurt me. He hurt my thumb and scratched the skin off of my beautiful thumb. I don't know if any of y'all have ever seen my hands in real life, but I could be a fucking hand model. You understand what I'm saying to you? My hands were beautiful before he destroyed it. Yeah, he marred. Thank you. He marred my hand. He marred my shit. So, you know, I'm sitting there and immediately, like, it was like immediate rage. I hit him. And then I thought about it as he was on the ground, and I started to take off running. But then I turned around and I looked, and he's on the ground seizing. So then I turned around, and then I really jet at that point because I ain't got no time to be going to jail over no coconut cookies. So I go ahead, I get to my friend's establishment of work or whatnot, and I'm telling her the story, and then she says, so did you get the cookies? Now that was a real what the fuck moment right there. It's like all you could think about at that point is if I brought the doggone coconut cookies, I get into a physical altercation. Who is about to stop and bag the cookies at that point? You don't even want the cookies at that point because the cookies are busted all over aisle 4 in the bodega right now where the girl is laughing at the dude having a seizure on the ground, and I'm scared shitless driving 120 miles an hour trying to hurry up and get there before I go to jail over some coconut cookies. Now, looking back, maybe I could have handled it differently, but I can't necessarily say that I would. I was talking to Wally B, it's another member of Black on Black Rhyme, about the situation, and of course, anybody that knows Wally knows that he's going to, you know, he's like, he the deacon, you know what I mean? He's going to, you know, be that dude on your right shoulder. He kind of big. You don't really want him on your right shoulder because that's going to be some severe back problems, but that's a whole nother vlog. But as I was saying, you know, he was saying that I was wrong for it. Maybe I should have stepped back and looked at the situation a little differently. But I understand this video is a little long. I'm going to keep it under 10 minutes. But why don't y'all tell me what y'all would do? Because I really, really want to know. I'm taking like a little, you know, census of it or whatnot. And I'm going to put this on Facebook, MySpace, you know, YouTube it or whatnot. You know, because I told y'all I was going to do a vlog. And of course, I'm going to follow this up with a poem because I know that's what most of y'all only care about anyway. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Black on Black Rhyme for life. Deuces.